Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Elevation.
Elevation who?
Elevation.
Always remember to always elevate to your next level. Never allow anybody to make you feel less than, unworthy, or anything else. Always remember to elevate because you're an elevation of the room. Hello. Thank you for tuning into the I Am Virtual Book Tour show number 2. And we have Miss Shameka Harris in the building. How are you doing today?
I am great. How are you?
I am awesome. Can you tell the people where you're tuning in from and what you do?
Yes, I am tuning in from Houston, Texas. Oh my goodness, what I do, what don't I do is probably the thing. My passion is people. So what I do, I work in human resources, and right now I'm doing my own business thing in mental health. So I own my own life coaching services business, and I also write. So yeah, I'm just got my hand in a couple little things, but that's
busy.
Always, all the time.
Now tell us, Shameka, since you're a woman of many hats, when do you find the time to write?
When my kids are asleep, I take time at work and my, breaks here and there. I'm writing, but most of the time I'm writing when, it's quiet, the kids are in bed, and because I'm usually up to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning anyway. So that's usually most times when I get to write.
I definitely understand that. Now, was it always a thing for you to be a writer, or in the midst of life you decided to become an author?
No, it wasn't. It was not anything that I saw myself doing. But life and, dealing with certain things and just not seeing anybody around me, being what I needed at the time, it pushed me into writing. So just life really happened to me and I just wrote about it. But no, it was not something that I just like, oh, I want to be a writer. No. And it's never been my thing.
It's crazy. Because I think I've had about 8 interviews already, because I think it was about 10 of y'all on this tour, and everybody said, no, it wasn't something they was gonna do. It just happened. I'm like, that's crazy.
No, it wasn't.
Our purpose and our passion tend to come when we least expect it. So all we can do is just kind of fall in line to do what we're supposed to be doing.
That is the truth. That is the truth. We never know. We just have to make sure that we're staying in the will of God, really, and just, doing what He called us to do. We don't all have the same path. We go through a lot of the same stuff, but we don't have the same paths. And once you, understand that everything that you go through is for a reason and a purpose, then it's easy for you to do. Because, again, I never in a million years thought that I would be writing, but here I am.
So let's talk about this journal, this book, this awesomeness that you have.
Yeah, it's actually I was just posting earlier today how I'm using it myself right now. We go through life, we deal with things, there's just so much that happens on a day-to-day basis, and we have to understand, first of all, how to deal with what we're going through, how to process it, how to grow through it. And then, in my book, in my journal, Rebuild, it's more of a step by step. I want you to see how, you can make your days better, because not all the time people are, wanting to go to therapy, go to counseling, which I do, advise if you can afford it. Even if you can't, there's services where you can go to counseling. But if you can't, this book is to help you process your feelings. And most of what is in the book are things that we deal with on a daily basis: abandonment, trauma, sexual abuse. All these things are things that we deal with in, life generally. People have one way or another dealt with it. So I just wanted to help those kind of unpack what they feel, how to take the days and make them a little bit brighter, even if it's not all the way fixed, but it's kind of a step by step in helping, process the feelings when these things happen.
Absolutely. Now, the title's called Rebuild, which a lot of times we do need to rebuild something after going through some type of trauma, assault,
Mhm.
depression, PTSD, disappointment, a loss, grief, all the above. Like you said,
Yes.
everyday life things. How did you choose that title? Or why did you choose that title, should I
I
say?
chose that title because that's what I had to do. That is what I personally had to do for myself. I had to let go of every thought, every feeling, every circumstance that I, had gone through, or every thought that I thought about myself, totally, wash it away and start anew. So, in order to do that, you have to rebuild, you have to reprogram yourself. And I lost a lot as I was processing what I was going through, being depressed, and I lost so much. But going through this book, allowing myself to write, I was able to kind of pick myself up and start over again. So that's why I wrote the book and titled it Rebuild, because that's what I had to do.
Now, during this process of rebuilding and writing this book, what did you learn about yourself? Because a lot of times as we write, we learn things, especially going through a process of rebuilding, we learn things. So, what
Yeah.
do you feel that you learned positive, and what challenges do you feel that you learned about yourself during this process?
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I would say what I have learned about myself is the fact that um, I was a people pleaser because I was abandoned. Like, I've always felt abandonment issues. Like, that's been a really tough thing for me to kind of deal with. So that made me a people pleaser. That made me always the yes person, no matter if it cost me something or if I didn't feel good with it. It was just so that people would stick by me, stick around, want to be around me, and I will always say yes, no matter the cost. But now, these days, that don't phase me. you know, I choose myself. I still want to, give when I can, show love when I can, support people. But at the core of everything, I have to take care of myself. And I don't always have to say yes, to every single thing. But abandonment, that really, really makes people pleasers, even to their demise, and that's not good. That's never good. So that is one thing that I did learn. Something that I still am challenged with, I guess I can still say that, with close family, that kind of still is a thing for me to kind of always want to say yes. But even now, I just told my family, look, I'm taking some time for me. I'm more vocal about what I need from them. I'm taking some time. I'm dealing with my issues. I need to take a step back and focus on just me, loving me for a minute. And I'll deal with what y'all got going on. I'll be able to talk about, certain situations. But, now it's just allowed me to be able to be more vocal in what I need and not allowing myself to just be burdened with everybody's issues and problems and things like that. So, yeah, that's one thing that it's still a process.
Absolutely. I think family is a process for everybody because you can't choose your family, and unfortunately,
No.
that's just who your blood is.
Yeah.
So I get it. But how they say you can love them from afar, you don't have to always
Oh,
love them close. You can love them from a distance.
amen.
Now, tell me, how hard was it to set boundaries for people that you used to be a yes person for? Because a lot of times people don't like boundaries once you start setting them and start putting them in place. When you start taking care of you and thinking about you and understanding your worth and knowledge of self and knowing what you deserve and you're worthy, how hard was it to start setting boundaries?
It was very, very difficult. But now that's my number one rule. I just told my sister earlier today, like, some people you just have to create that line in the sand. Don't cross it, and if you do, then I'm going to love you from over here. Some people I've had to completely cut off because they just knew, no boundaries. They don't know. But at the same time, they don't know how to deal with those. And as much as I want to help them, they have to want that for themselves. But if you don't, know how to, allow me to be in the space that I need to be in. If you don't know how to allow me to create certain boundaries for you and our relationship to flourish, then I just need to cut that connection. I need to, friendship, relationship, whatever it is, it won't work in my life. So, I'll cut a person off real quick. But but at the same time, I give you a chance, because I'm very, very vocal in, telling you right now, I just can't do that right now. That doesn't feel good to me. I don't agree with that. And it's up to the other person to kind of, examine what I'm saying to them, examine themselves, and try to make it right. But if you don't, then, you just have to let them be.
Absolutely. Now, you know, there's always a person out there dealing with something. Now,
Mhm.
what advice could you give to somebody that's dealing with the everyday life challenges, as we say? Because this journal is for everything that we tend to deal with. It's for
Mhm.
anything you possibly could be dealing with on a normal. What advice could you give somebody out there right now that may be seeking some challenges that they don't know what to do?
The biggest thing that I see people, even dealing with my clients in my life coaching business, I think the biggest thing is people just don't choose themselves enough. You know, when you make yourself a priority, everything else has to line up with that. You put people in a box where they need to go, you put your employer in a box where they need to go, your children, friends. All of that has to line up with what makes you feel good. You have to choose you. And the thing is, you matter. If you didn't matter, you would not be here. As much as we go through, we still survive. We're still being able to see another day. You have to know that you matter. So, in order for you to fulfill your purpose in life, in order for you to fulfill, what you've been created to do, you have to make sure that you are a priority. So, I always choose you. Those people, they will be there. They will be fine when it's time for you to talk about, whatever issues you're having or dealing with the things that you need to deal with, those people will be there. And if they don't, that means they're not meant to be there. But at the end of the day, you have to have you. It's still going to be you with you, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You're going to have to sit with you. So you need to make yourself a priority.
Absolutely. And I hope y'all listening always choose you, because if
Always.
you're not choosing you, how you expect somebody else to choose you?
Hmm.
You have to put yourself as a priority. We have to remember ourselves first, because if you're giving, 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 and pleasing, pleasing, you'll have nothing to give
You
to
have nothing left to
anybody else.
give. Mm-mm.
You
You
know,
just
you'll be
don't.
totally deplenished. Like, just
Hmm.
it's nothing left, and you can't give a empty. You can't drink from an empty cup.
You just can't.
It's just
There's
air.
nothing there's nothing there. So you have to make sure that you're leaving something for you. Just choose you.
So, what are you expecting people to get from the Rebuild book journal?
Uh, you know, I've been kind of, this has been out for a while and I've kind of been doing, my business is picking up. So, people are coming to me for life coaching. And this book has been just, what I intended it to be. Just a kind of something you keep in your bag when you're feeling like something you need to go and just read, pick up and see, first what God says about these different situations and issues, but then how to kind of just let that day, be a way for you to get through the issue that you're dealing with, not always having to just keep things to yourself or not being able to express them, because you can write in the book. And, the most important thing that we need to understand is writing is healing. And journaling, that's how I figured out that writing might be good for me, because I just
Right.
wrote. Like, there's just so much you can write about. Writing is so healing, writing is so therapeutic, and it's very, very good, a good tool to use when you're dealing with any situation. So in this book, I want it to be something that, you'll always be able to have with you. You don't always need to call someone, you don't always need to share everything, because that's another issue that we have. We don't want to share everything. But, you can actually pick up this book, write it, read, the activities that I have in the book, and kind of just process the feelings that you're feeling.
That is so awesome. Now tell me, what is next for Miss Shameka? We have life coaching, we
Mhm.
have businesses, we have a book. What's next?
Oh man. So, we're writing this anthology. So, getting that done and getting that, seeing that come to fruition. And, I see myself writing more because Rebuild just started something, but I kind of want to, you know, piggyback and say what those issues are, the reason why I wrote on that. So that's kind of
Right.
more probably like a biography. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, so we doing a biography over
Yeah.
here. Come on with the biography.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
sometimes you got to give the people the why that we had to go
yeah.
through the rebuild. So
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So that's what I think is going to be next. But, my goal for 2023 is to really push in to press into the business of life coaching, counseling. I'll be graduating with my PhD later this year. So I just want to, as much as possible, put mental health on the forefront for our people. We don't, we're just now picking up in that conversation and making it more acceptable to talk about mental health. So I just want to be a part of healing our people, really. So we'll see what 2023 has for my business and being able to help as many people as I can kind of go through life and deal with the mental health issues that we have.
Yes, because it's so taboo. So many times we
Mm-hmm.
don't talk about mental health because people are
Mm-mm.
afraid of judgment or being afraid of being looked at different or oh girl, you going to a therapist? What's wrong with you? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Those were the things that was said to people. And no,
Yeah.
you're not crazy to go to therapy. That probably
Mhm.
be the smartest thing you can do is to realize what you're dealing with and to actually accept it and take the accountability and take the next steps to get help. So that is just
Yeah.
something major. And I'm so excited that you are putting it out there and being able to be on the forefront for that.
Thank
So
you.
tell the people how to connect with you, how to get in touch with you for life coaching, any businesses, or how to just work with Shameka.
My Instagram is a beautiful rebuild. That's how you can find me on IG. Facebook, I have a beautiful rebuild. That's my business page, but my personal is Shameka Harris. Also, if you need to book any type of appointment or consultation for life coaching, my email is a beautiful rebuild at yahoo.com. I am still working on this website. Goodness gracious. But it's coming together. um, Anything, first of all, first and foremost, if you need to contact me for that, a beautiful rebuild at yahoo.com. That is the most easiest way to contact me. But any of my social media, just message me. I'll call, connect, whatever I need to do to make sure that we actually get connected.
That is totally awesome. Now, how can they get your book if they are looking to purchase Rebuild as well? The journal.
If you are looking to purchase Rebuild, it is on Amazon. The title is Rebuild Shameka Harris. Make sure you go out on Amazon, type in Rebuild. It's a book, it's a purple book. Let me see. Let's see if I can show it. And it has like little bricks on it. Yeah.
Yes,
So
get that copy.
yes, get your copy. It definitely will help you. I would love feedback as I think I'm getting, more and more into writing. And, I've heard pretty awesome things about it, great feedback. It's just to help us, grow as a people. That's really what the book was made for.
Absolutely. Now, can you leave the people with a message that can empower them that could be going through something, that may have just gotten over something, that could just empower them to hold on to for through the week? Because today is Sunday and it's
Ooh.
the start of the week.
It's the start of the week, and I just want y'all to keep pushing. This life is not easy. We're going to have our ups and downs. Um, but at the end of the day, keep pushing. Love on your people. Love gets us through so much. When I was going through my issues of depression and suicidal thoughts and all that kind of stuff, it was love from my family that helped me overcome those things. Yes, I went to counseling. I'm still in therapy. That's going to probably be a lifelong thing for me. But at the same time, have those people around you that love you enough to help you grow, to help you, kind of get through the issues that you are going through. And make sure, if you have nothing else, if you haven't read a Bible, pick it up. That word, man, that word is what has set me free. And you'll get a glimpse of that in the book. I'm a church girl, and I'm gonna always use God, His word, with everything. And just stay close. Remember that today, you might go through it, but tomorrow you can definitely deal with it. Take it day by day. Love yourself no matter what, and always choose you.
Hashtag choose you. I thank
Of
you
course.
guys, and I thank you, Shameka, for stopping into the IMG virtual book tour. It's been an honor having you here today.
Of course, I love it. Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Guys, thank y'all for tuning in, and those that will be watching later. I am the host, Sheena Bugadine. This has been the IMG virtual book tour. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Veronica, with Sabrina. I'm sorry, let me get names correct. It will be Sabrina Thomas tomorrow at 4 p.m. Actually, the visionary of Girl Don't Count Yourself Out. And
I love it.
we have three of her anthologies authors on here earlier this week. Shameka, I thank you for coming through. Please make sure y'all get her book, Rebuild. It's a journal. It's a way of affirmations. It's a way to help you motivate yourself. It's a way to help you get through everyday life things that you may be dealing with. There's no reason why you shouldn't get this book. It's available on Amazon, or you can contact her personally and get a signed copy. So make
Yep.
sure y'all reach out to her in all her platforms. You might want some life coaching or whatever. She's there. Make sure y'all contact her. Thank you for tuning into the IMC Virtual Book Tour. We will see y'all again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Join us.
That's it.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Introducing to some and reintroducing to others. Speaker, entrepreneur, motivational coach, and author, Sheena Gadine. If you wish to contact her, you can contact her via email at sgadine16@gmail.com